I've been making travel videos on YouTube for almost a year, and my channel has been monetized for around 9 months. Now, can that make you rich? Well, perhaps not quite yet, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But if you're just here to see one big green number on the screen, I'm not gonna keep you waiting around until the end of the video. This right here is exactly how much I've made in AdSense on YouTube in my first 9 months or so of being monetized. Now, if you also want some context to that number and whether I think it's good or bad, or perhaps how this video with like 500,000 views makes me the same amount of money as this video with like 60,000 views, then stick around for a few minutes. Oh, and I'll also share why I think being in the travel niche on YouTube is really not that great. Why even start making YouTube videos in the first place? Well, the quick backstory to me making this YouTube channel is that I kind of knew for a few years that I wanted to try and make YouTube videos. Mainly just because I like making videos. But I really didn't know what I could make videos about, and I knew that I was really horrible at like talking to a camera like this. So the way that I got started was actually to convince my girlfriend to make some videos with me. And for the first few months, this channel was actually called Sally and Adam. And by making videos with her, I could kind of hide behind her a little bit so it didn't feel as awkward like for me to just sit alone and talk to a camera like this. And at that time, we were doing a lot of like social media and Instagram stuff in our business. So it really made sense that we made some videos kind of giving Instagram tips or whatever we made those videos about. And like potentially that could bring in a few new clients to our business perhaps. Now those videos were really bad, but they are still on the channel if you want to see how bad I was just like a bit over a year ago. But Sally, my girlfriend, she was not really into making these videos at all, so I had to move on by myself. I think 4 or 5 months passed where I just didn't really know what I wanted to make videos about until one day it kind of hit me, hey, I'll make videos about traveling. At that point we had kind of been traveling full-time for like a year and a half, and we were kind of doing this whole digital nomad thing, so we were working online and just traveling. So I mean, it made sense. But the first video I made was actually about why we stopped being digital nomads, because at this point we had just kind of traveled back home and wanted to have a home base and then just travel whenever we wanted to. So actually stopping traveling full time. And that video kind of blew up. By now this video has close to 500,000 views, I think, but it actually took some weeks before it even started to get any views at all. And this was of course really cool. Before I started making this video, I had like a goal on YouTube that within 1 year I would be monetized. But thanks to this one video, well, my first video back really, it took just a couple of weeks. But after having my first real video go viral, I knew I really wouldn't be able to keep that up. And the next few videos I posted got perhaps a couple of 100 views or maybe a few thousand. I mean, even just looking at these couple of videos I posted here after, I mean, this first one doesn't even have 700 views yet. Now this next one does have close to 3,000, but if we go in here and take a look, you can see that like in the first few weeks it got like less than 100 views. And then it has kind of ever since then slowly been getting just more and more views. But since I had already reached my first goal on YouTube of getting monetized, I needed a new goal. And that goal was perhaps a bit more simple. It was just to post a lot of videos. I really wanted to learn more about making videos for YouTube, what works on YouTube, but also what kind of videos I wanted to make. And hopefully find that balance of finding something or a type of videos that I like to make that also can work well on YouTube and that you would like to watch. And then I posted a travel guide to Copenhagen, which is the city where I live. And my thinking here was that if you went and searched for Copenhagen on YouTube and looked for travel guides, most of them were made by, well, content creators, travelers who went and visited Copenhagen for a few days and then made a travel guide about it. And of course, in a few days, you can really only get a basic understanding of where you are. So I thought I had at least some insight to offer as a local. And again, initially the video actually did very poorly. I mean, in the first month it had still less than 1,000 views, I think. But since then it has just climbed and like it seems even now in the last few months, it just keeps getting more and more views. And now actually almost reaching 70,000 views. And with this video, I learned a new vital money lesson on YouTube. Longer videos are fantastic Especially, of course, if you can actually get people to watch. But specifically, videos longer than 8 minutes are great, because then YouTube will put ads in the middle of your video. Or well, just during your video. Whereas if they're shorter than 8 minutes, there will only be ads perhaps in the beginning and in the end of the video. And here's the thing, if you watch my videos and see more ads on my video, I make more money. But this also explains why if you see your favorite YouTubers making videos just barely over 8 minutes, this is why. But just coming back to this Copenhagen video, this is the video I meant in the beginning that has made me almost as much money as the viral video with almost 500,000 views. And one reason for that is that this video is longer and people are watching a lot longer. So I can see here that on this Copenhagen video, there's an average watch time of just around 6 minutes. And I think on the viral video with almost 500,000, it's like less than 3 minutes. And on this one, people are getting served ads during the video as well. But in total, this video has made me just around 3,300 Danish kroner. And let me just see how much that is in US dollars. So that's just shy of $500 from this one video. And if we just quickly look at the viral video, it has made like 3,700 Danish kroner. And that is just above $500, $530. Now, of course, one other factor why this viral video has made less money is that I posted it when I was not monetized on YouTube. So maybe the first 100 or 200,000 views I didn't even get paid for. But for the first around 6 months or so being monetized on YouTube, I made perhaps $50, $100, maybe even $150 per month from these ads. Yeah, here it is. So wait. Okay, so it was actually perhaps a little bit more like $100 to $150 per month. But you can see it's kind of been steady basically since I got monetized. Right up until March, where I made 3 times what I've normally made, being $430 US. And there are a couple of reasons why March was such a good month for me. Of course, you can see here on the graph, there's a pretty big spike right here. And that was when I posted a video from Kuala Lumpur that has like 80,000 views. But we'll talk a bit more about that video in just a second. So of course, there's that video. I have another couple of videos that got a couple of thousand views. But also all of these older videos in my library. The Copenhagen guide, I have a big Bali guide as well. And well, there's actually a few of my Bali videos that has made me quite a bit of money during March. So I would say in March, I just really started to feel this kind of compounding effect of having a bigger and bigger library of videos, and with videos that kind of people are searching to get to. I mean, with these type of travel videos, it doesn't really matter that they're 6 months or a year old. People can still get a lot of value from them. So it's just really cool to start to see that kind of slowly building over time. And here again is the total amount I've made on YouTube. 12,000 Danish kroner, which is how much? $1,728. But I think it's kind of interesting to actually watch the graph here a little bit. As you can see, there are basically a couple of spikes throughout this. Of course, the first one here is from the viral video. It was still kind of riding the tail end of all those views. A large amount of the views came here before I was monetized. But then after that, it was kind of just slow days, making like $3, $5 a day maybe for quite a long time. Of course, here spiking up a little bit, maybe $8 per day, until there's a big spike right here. That was when I made a couple of videos from Singapore. And then the third spike out here is the video from Kuala Lumpur. But what I think is interesting to watch from this graph is kind of how after each spike, the baseline of how much money I make per day kind of goes up a little bit. I hope you can understand what I mean. So here it's pretty steady. Then after this first spike, like the floor is raised a little bit. Now it's not like $3, $4 per day. Now it's maybe $5, $6, $7 per day. And then after this big spike, we're even higher, maybe closer to $10, $12 per day. So I just thought that was kind of interesting to see. So we'll have a look at a few more good examples here, but I just want to talk a bit more about why I think being in the travel niche on YouTube kind of sucks. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, it is really awesome to be able to travel, make videos, and perhaps make a little bit of money off it. And the reason why we are able to travel in the first place is just that my girlfriend and I, we work online, basically freelancing, doing things we can do online. But here's the first thing, and this is particularly true if you don't already have an audience from another platform or something. When you make a travel video from Kuala Lumpur, the people who are going to watch it are most likely people from Malaysia. So let's have a look at my video from Kuala Lumpur, which has 83,000 views now. We just go into audience, and here we can see that 85% of the people watching are from Malaysia. And the thing is, people are just really curious about foreign people traveling to their country, sharing their experience. It's just really fun to see. But there are also just a lot of countries in Asia where this is even more effective. And of course, one reason is just that in some of these countries, there are a lot of people. And so that's why you will see just a lot of Western YouTubers making travel videos, will go to the exact same countries, to the exact same places, making basically the exact same videos. I tried taking this train to this city. I try eating a local dish. It's of course always a very, very popular type of videos. And you will just get a lot of views if you make these type of videos. And so that's exactly what I did when making this Kuala Lumpur video. I knew I kind of wanted to try, okay, if I take this framework that I see other people using of the title and the thumbnail and kind of how to paste the video, and I mean, it worked. The problem, for me at least, is that you don't really make a lot of money from this. This video, for example, has over 80,000 views and it has made me less than $100. And of course, that's great, but if you think about it in terms of, I guess, making a living from doing this, you can see why you need a lot of views on some of these videos. And the reason that this video makes a lot less money compared to some of the others we have looked at is that people from Malaysia have less disposable income than, say, people from Denmark or the US. So the ads that are being shown on the video are less expensive, which means I make less money. And the second problem with this is that almost all of these people who are watching my Kuala Lumpur video here, they care about me making videos in Malaysia. So now I'm in Thailand and I have posted a video from Thailand, but not a lot of these people who are watching this video are coming back to watch my new video. Even these over 400 people who subscribed from this video, probably only a very few of them want to watch my new videos that are not from Malaysia. So if you're like a travel YouTuber who travel around the world, kind of every time you go to a new country, you have to restart your audience in some sense. Of course, over time, hopefully you can build a loyal audience that will kind of watch you wherever you are because you just make awesome videos. But it is really, really hard to get to that place. So if you're like a new travel channel, it can just be very, very tempting to go somewhere in Asia, make some videos about eating local food, get a lot of views and grow your channel very, very fast. But in the longer term, depending on what you want to do, of course, it might not be the best idea. At least for me, it wasn't, because I'm not gonna be traveling around the world forever. So I can't keep being in that kind of grind of going to a new place, making these videos, new country, new city. In fact, I'll be back home in Denmark in just 1 week from when I'm recording this. And from everything I have learned from posting a lot of travel videos this past year, learning a bit about what works, and especially learning about what type of videos I want to make and how to make them, I have decided to slightly pivot my channel and focus mainly on making videos about Denmark, Copenhagen, and the rest of the Nordic countries. This way, it's something that I can easier do for a long period of time without getting tired of it. And hopefully I have an edge because I am a local, so it's more about showing my city and showing my country and guiding you to the best places that you can visit here. So if you do want to learn a lot about Copenhagen, about Denmark, and see some of these unique places that we have, consider subscribing, as you will be seeing a lot more of that. Now, I haven't become rich from making these travel YouTube videos just yet, and perhaps I never will, but I thought it was cool to kind of give you a little bit of behind the scenes insight of how much money you can actually make doing these things. And if you thought these $1,700 from YouTube was a lot of money, or perhaps not a lot of money, or you have any other cool thoughts about this whole thing, yeah, let me know down in the comments. And I'll see you in Copenhagen.